Crossroads Unity Family Park, where everyone belongs. Accessible for adults in wheelchairs and honoring veterans. This unique ADA-compliant park will have something for everyone. The wheelchair-accessible treehouse structure with double-wide ramps and an observation deck will provide fun for all. Please help to make this dream a reality. Custom bricks can be designed and ordered at friendsofcrossroadsunity.org to honor your loved one or a special veteran hero. Buy a brick and build a legacy.
Hello, world. This is Talkin Live, and we're so glad you tuned in.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Well, I got something to say today, but I don't know which one to say. It's a cold day out there, 32. I hate winter. Of course, I hate hot weather, too. I hate Democrats. No, I don't hate Democrats. No, I don't hate Democrats. I just hate their agenda. So we got Mandani. He won the election. Of course, everybody knows that. The whole world knows that. And all the Arabs and Muslims are dancing in the streets because of them. I've seen a lot of videos of them dancing. They're so happy. And I've seen them taking our flag down and throwing that down in New York, and made me want to burn the Quran and burn the flag, their flag, not ours. It did. It really made me feel like going out and build a bonfire and throw their flag in that, and a bunch of others that hate this country that burn American flags. I felt like going out there and burning it all. I mean, just build a bonfire, throw their flags in there. And you know what? That would be the awfulest thing that ever happened. That would be so disgraceful to do that, wouldn't it? It'd be awful. I mean, the world would turn green because of that. It would make them so sick, but they can do our flag that way. I'm getting to the point. This is coming up on Veterans Day. We got a guy that wouldn't give a crap. Our whole Army, Navy, Air Force, whatever agency dropped dead. They wouldn't give a crap. Or if they all burn alive. See, you people in New York, you didn't learn nothing, did you, when they blew up the towers, did you? It's Muslims, didn't it? Oh, yeah, that's Mandani. He wasn't born in the U.S. Not what they say on television. They said he's born in some third world country. Well, they said he was. But anyway, I don't care if he's born where he's born. I just wish he lived somewhere else. But it's getting to be the point that our soldiers are dying for nothing. And you can talk to the Democrats about taking care of the soldiers, and it's like a cuss. It's like being cussed out for you to say something about taking care of the military by the Democrats. They can't stand the thought, and I don't understand where that we should let somebody like Mandani or any of the Arabs or whatever Muslim run that believes in the socialism, communists. But I've said this over and over. I like to get this point to Donald Trump. Maybe he'd change something. He could. And there's the phone ringing, and I'm going to turn it off. Somebody up north called me. That reminds me, he was born in Uganda. That's what Uganda. Anyway, he was born there. That's what I figured. Well, for now, yeah, maybe. I don't think he's worth a dog catcher. I think dog catchers be better off up there running New York. The way it's going now, I'm convinced that this country has done lost its mind, and everything good is bad. There's some scriptures in the Bible that I want to read if I could ever get time. Well, it's not about getting time. It's getting to go over it at home or something. But I can't get over this sinus infection. It's driving me crazy. But I did get some good, wonderful calls from my friends from Taiwan, California yesterday. They was telling me how they love me. They wanted me to come see them, or they come see me. One of them's a director in Hollywood. But anyway, I really enjoyed the call. They called me, and I plan on doing a tribute to my friend, Gordon Chew. He passed away here 3 or 4 months ago. I want to do a tribute to him. I want to tell you how that we can have some people that are from other countries are more honest, more reliable, and more. And he liked Donald Trump, but I mean that's another story. But they sent me a picture. That picture is Pumpkin's Taiwan girlfriend, Taiwanese. That's his girlfriend. They hanged out together when they was here the last time. And, of course, all of them loves Pumpkin. In Asia, that no Pumpkin, they love us. Some of them want to eat him. But, now I had a Vietnam guy tell me that he'd be a good meal. I told him, you're a piece of crap anyway. Don't know. But it's a fact, you know. I said, y'all a bunch of cruel-hearted pricks. And they are. They throw dogs in hot water, boil them alive. But anyway, we're talking about a different country that has to do a lot of things to keep them starving to death. Now, we know that the shutdown is about ready to go in effect, I hope. And I'm so glad. Now, you people that was drawing that food stamp, your 42 million, if you would realize what communist is, that's where you would understand why I talk about Madonna and all the different Democrats that are looking out for the immigrants. You would know better. But see, I'm concerned more over the veterans, how they're mistreated. It's terrible. I mean, it's terrible that we have people in Washington, D.C. that wants to destroy our own soldiers for keeping them free. Wouldn't be drawing that big check if communists took over, I'll tell you that. And I know about communism, and that's what makes me mad when some idiot sends me a thing on one of the forecasts we're on and tells me I'm just an old man, don't know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what, I met more people from the different countries. I'd say I got close to people that even Donald Trump's met, and nationalities. Not as many, but I'd say close. I mean, I met a lot of people in the world. I respect them, they respect me. I mean, even some of the gangsters back in the old days, they knew me. I would do business with them, I sell them stuff, and they respected me. I bet you the mafia is great, the Five Families great. I bet they're happy about Mandani because they can get away with a lot of stuff, you know. Anyway, I don't get into their business. I don't talk about their business. Even though I know I don't talk about their business. It's not my mouth. I don't tell stuff like that. But anyway, I am looking forward for tomorrow for Veterans Day. We're going to have our usual singer, Neil James, will be on this thing, showing the flags in Ringo. They put them up every year. They stay up for about probably a whole year. Not a year, a whole week. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they stayed up a year. And I see people need to be reminded, or you Talkin thinks we're getting invaded. This day, that went right for me anyway. So I just keep right on going. I don't get to the point that I throw up my hands and quit like some people do. It's like you guys that draw these food stamps. If you get out there and work, you wouldn't have to depend on the government. I'd hate to know that I had to depend on the government. I'd hate to know that I couldn't even go join the military to defend my freedom. I'd hate to know that I can't even do that, and on Veterans Day be honored. See, I want to honor the veterans of this country. I want to honor those that have given their lives. They didn't give it. Most of them their lives were taken. Most of them went over there to be a protector of our country, but their lives was taken. They didn't give it. I get tired of hearing when they say that these soldiers give it. No, the people in the wars and all this kind of stuff, they give their life. I get sick and tired of hearing, oh, they're heroes, they give their life. You know, you can take Charlie, Charlie Kirk, he didn't give his life. A devil took it. A devil shot him, murdered him, and took his life. He didn't give it. He was giving something that people should hear. He stood up for the veterans. He stood up for what was right, and that's what got him killed. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to religion, you preachers out there that are preaching in your church and putting on your show, you need to drop the entertainment and beginning to seek God and be real people that are powerful with the power of God. See, all you preachers, you know, you're going around, you're putting on a show, you're filming it, and you say you've got to give to healing, but why are all these people dying in the hospital? If you're so loaded down with the Spirit of God, why don't you go share it with some of these people and heal them? But you're a fraud, you're a hypocrite. But my point is, we got people that are standing up and let people like this take people to cleaners. Of course, they volunteer. The soldiers, they volunteer to go to the army and protect us. They volunteer. And so, you know, there was a draft, used to be around. You remember Sergeant York? He was a great soldier. You remember him, don't you? Yeah.
Yep. That's what the hospital in Murfreesboro is named after, World War I there.
Yeah, I've been up there, by there a lot of times. When I used to go to Nashville, I'd go around that way, or Lebanon, or I'd go by there and see the hospital there. And I think they ought to redo some of it too, don't you?
Well, they've just turned it into, it's no longer a full-fledged hospital. They're putting everyone over to Nashville now.
You know, you don't know you're a veteran. They wouldn't take me. I don't know what I ain't flat-footed. I don't know. I'd been in trouble a lot when I was a teenager, and they thought I was a hopeless case, so that's why they never took me. But I tell you what, I take up for the veterans of the United States of America, ones that are Maine, And, we got a company that in this area is trying to build a park for disabled veterans, and they're selling bricks because they're going to lay the foundation with bricks, and they'll have the soldier's name on it, or they can put their name on it and the soldier that was lost, and that money goes toward the building the park. We need to start building for the veterans. Make sure they have what they need, not on the street somewhere. Of course, the Democrats and some of the government, Republicans, they had never done much for them in the past anyway that I seen. Now, I believe Donald Trump was going to give them a raise. I'm glad for that. They need it. They need to, when they come out of the military, they need to have a place to go, especially those that got wounded. They need to have a place to go and where that they could be took care of. They need to get a special loan, a low interest, for them to buy a house, so it won't be so hard on them paying the payments. They need to be able to get discounts on food. Not give it to them, but I'm talking about, give it to them. What the heck? You give it to the immigrants, well, I'll give it to them. I'm just thinking a way that our soldiers should be took care of. They should have a great health plan. They should be respected. They should be exalted for what they do. And if anybody, just say if the soldiers are military, the National Guard's different than it's a part of our protection in this country, the National Guard is. But they have to go to war if it gets too bad. So they're special people too. And I think, and I'm sure that they need a special treatment. Now you take Donnie. I think of a cousin of mine named Donnie. Anyway, Donnie is not going to look out for the veterans. He's not going to look out for the people. He went to Puerto Rico. He's celebrating, went to Puerto Rico. I wonder if he drank. That's against a Muslim religion. I bet he did. I bet he drank a margarita. There were a lot of others. I don't see. When you see when he gets through, you're going to change your tune about communism. There is 2 billion Muslims in this world. 2 billion. How many Christians we have? Different religions. You got an idea? We have.
No, I imagine thousands, I would believe.
Maybe 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, or 1,000,000. I know that Nicaragua, Nigeria, are killing Christian people. They said Pentecostal and all different beliefs. That over there trying to teach them, trying to give them an opportunity to get eternal life. You know what? If I had my choice of billions of dollars and going to heaven with 70 virgins, I'd take Jesus anytime. Because people don't even realize how good he is. They've never got close enough to him to know what he is and what he stands for and what he is. And there's a lot of soldiers that went off to war that he took care of, and they come back. And there's a lot of them that went over there and lost their leg, lost their arm, face burned up, stepped on a mine, blowed them. Max Cleveland was a friend of mine. Messed up he was a Democrat, but he's still my friend. I didn't agree with him, but he was still my friend. And he, so I think he stepped on the mine or something. He blew his legs off, and he was in that wheelchair. I think he had one good hand. I used to go to his birthday parties, and I mean, I gave him $1,000 one time for his birthday, and because he was a good friend, and he needed it for election, and I gave it to him. I didn't agree with him, but we were close friends. I mean, I don't go for this. I mean, it's like today you can't do nothing that you're on one side or the other. Mostly if you're on the wrong side, you can get things done with the Democrats. If you're on their side, you can get a lot of stuff done you couldn't if you was a Republican, because Republicans stand for all the things that the Democrats hate. I mean, I'm so glad that this shutdown is over, I hope. But, I checked on Obamacare before I got old enough to be on Social Security and all that. It's ridiculous. It wasn't nothing. It was too much money. And my daughter used to have it. And it was crap. It overcharged him. And like I said, I mean, insurance companies gives these politicians money to pass laws to make them money. Come on, let's just say it like it is. I mean, they bribe Congress people. The mafia said one time, some soldiers said that the mafia was the easiest people to bribe was the Democrats, not the Republicans. They said that. And a lot of gangs and all that know that. Now, I ain't saying the Republicans don't do it. But that's why we ain't got ready. We ain't got Medicare. I mean, that will cover us all our health insurance. And that's when I say the veterans, they need a special treatment. They shouldn't have to pay insurance. They should have a house built for them, the ones that can't work for themselves, and the ones that come back from hell, wars, they need to be treated special too. They need to be given a chunk of money to get started in life, to get them a good job and help them. But that ain't happening. It's better to give an immigrant $500 a week, food stamps, or $2,000 a month. I know of some that's got $5,000. I know of some immigrants that took another immigrant's identification and give it to another person, and they paid them so much to work under their name, their Social Security. And I know about the corruption in all this country. I know about a lot of it. Down in Miami and all that stuff, I met a lot of people in Spanish, Cubans, Colombians, and all that. And I'm going to tell you something. They appreciate America. The most part of Cubans down there appreciate America. And you know why? I know one was my friend. He got all bent out of shape and cried. And I told him, well, don't be that way, B. We're friends, right? No, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess we still are. But anyway, he was for Democrats, but the most part of Cuban people down in Florida are for Republicans. And you know why? They don't believe in communism. They don't accept that socialist, communist garbage. And you people up there in New York that voted this guy in, you're going to pay for that. And as my mother said, it ain't going to be dollar bills either. You're going to get paid for it. but it ain't going to be dollar bills. You're going to wind up, can you imagine how many truckloads of food would have to come in down in Venezuela when they started that? When that guy started, that dictator started down there, they promised them everything. They're going to sell oil, and they was going to benefit from it if he was voted in. And they starved to death in Venezuela. I talked to my friend down in Colombia, right next to Venezuela. I talked to him, and he would tell me about stuff going on in Venezuela. Harvard, it's an oil company invited me to come down there and talk to oil people. But that's before this dictator took over. And I've been around different countries. When I went to Puerto Rico, tried to do business with the government down there. They wanted paid off. I know about business in those different places. And I seen a lot of hunger and a lot of people with no place to live because of socialist communism. And just remember, if you look at all the people with murdered in all these different countries, 50 million in Russia and all these different places, they give them a place to go in the ground. They execute them because of their belief. And that's what's going to happen if the Muslims and all get their way. They hate us. They hate our guts. And you people in New York are so blind and so idiotic that I can't believe that you call yourself American. Remember the veterans. Tomorrow is their day. God bless you.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV broadcast studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.
This Black Friday, step up your style game with Lamar Fashion's purses, exclusively at Surplus Products for you. We've got a huge selection of bold, elegant, and everyday ready bags that turn heads and carry it all. And guys, don't sleep on this. These purses make perfect gifts for your better half. She'll love the look. You'll love the price. Shop now at surplusproductsforyou.com. Get them before they're gone. Style, saving, and smiles, all in one bag. This